Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News. Fans, the Caribbean sun blazed over the turquoise waves of Antigua, the kind of sun that could make even the most cautious heart beat faster. Palm trees swayed gently as a breeze carried the scent of salt and tropical blooms. In a grand villa perched above the shoreline, tensions were rising. The moment everyone had been waiting for was about to unfold. Mel Owens, the charismatic yet thoughtful bachelor of this season, had spent weeks navigating emotions, surprises, and heartbreaks with his final two women. Cindy, a vibrant and witty contestant with eyes that could melt the hardest resolve, had grown close to him in ways that left viewers glued to their screens. But no one, absolutely no one, expected what Mel was about to do next. Inside the villa, the women gathered nervously in the living room, the soft hum of classical music playing in the background, an attempt to mask the storm of anticipation. Cindy, wearing a sleek coral dress that mirrored the sunset outside, fidgeted with her bracelet, her mind racing. Across from her, the other finalist, Natalie, exuded confidence, though her fingers betrayed the slightest tremble. "Are you ready?" whispered the host, Rachel, her tone carefully measured. The cameras captured every flutter of emotion, broadcasting it live to millions of viewers. Mel entered the room, his expression unreadable, carrying a small envelope. The air grew electric. Even the staff seemed to hold their breath. "Cindy, Natalie, there's something I need to say," he began, his voice steady but softer than usual. Cindy leaned forward, sensing the gravity. "This message, it's not just for the finale. It's for truth, for honesty, and for love." He handed Cindy the envelope. Her hands shook as she took it, glancing at him for reassurance. Mel smiled gently, that signature smile that had captivated hearts from the very first episode. "Open it," he said. Cindy tore open the envelope, revealing a handwritten letter. Her eyes widened almost immediately. She began to read aloud, though her voice trembled. "Cindy, from the first moment we met, I felt something I never expected. You challenge me, inspire me, and make me laugh like no one else. But there's more than words can express. I've realized that love isn't about timing, it's about courage. And my heart belongs to you." A stunned silence fell over the room. Even Natalie, who had shared intimate moments with Mel, froze. Rachel, the host, had to clear her throat to keep her composure. Cameras zoomed in on Cindy's face, which mirrored disbelief, joy, and a whirlwind of emotions all at once. "But wait," she whispered, tears welling up. "There's more." She continued reading. "I know this is unexpected. I know it might change everything you thought you knew about us, but I want to be honest before anyone else, before the world. Cindy, will you take this leap with me? Not for the cameras, not for the show, but for us." Gasps filled the room. Natalie's hand flew to her mouth. The tension was unbearable. Cindy looked up at Mel, searching his eyes for any trace of doubt, but found none. Just unwavering sincerity. I don't know what to say," she breathed, her voice catching. The world outside the villa held its collective breath, thousands of viewers glued to their screens, hearts racing in tandem with hers. "Then say nothing," Mel whispered, stepping closer. "Just feel it." Cindy dropped the letter and the room erupted, not in chaos, but in stunned awe. Rachel struggled to maintain composure, knowing this was television gold. The live feed would break records tonight. Mel gently took Cindy's hand, lifting it to his lips in a gesture so intimate it left no doubt about his feelings. She laughed through tears, a sound that made even Natalie soften in a bittersweet smile. "Everyone, this is real," Mel said, turning slightly to the cameras. "This isn't just about the finale. This is about love, courage, and truth. Sometimes the heart has its own plan." The moment stretched, heavy with anticipation, before Cindy finally said the words that would be replayed endlessly on social media. "Yes, yes, Mel." The room exploded into applause, not just from the crew, but from Natalie herself, who approached Cindy and hugged her. "You deserve this," she said softly. Even though her own heart ached, she knew that some stories weren't meant for everyone. Some love was destined to shine, no matter the pain it caused along the way. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the villa in golden hues, Mel and Cindy stood together, hands intertwined, a couple united by courage and authenticity. Cameras caught every smile, every tear, every heartbeat. And outside, the Caribbean waves seemed to cheer along, as if nature itself had approved. The finale would air tonight, but the story didn't end here. Social media exploded with speculation. Could this love survive outside the villa? Was this message genuine or a televised moment of drama? Fans debated endlessly, but inside the villa there was no question. Mel and Cindy had found something rare, something real. Little did they know, their journey was just beginning. For beyond the cameras, beyond the applause, awaited challenges that would test their bond, their trust, and their understanding of what love truly meant.
The villa was buzzing with whispers. Every glance, every smile seemed charged with meaning. Cindy and Mel were inseparable, yet every step they took was shadowed by the unspoken question, what happens now? Natalie sat by the pool, her thoughts swirling like the gentle ripples of water. She had known Mel longer than anyone else on the show, had shared laughter, tears, and countless intimate conversations. And yet yesterday's revelation had left her stunned, almost dizzy. But deep down, a small part of her felt relief. Relief that Mel had been honest. Relief that Cindy had found her moment of truth. Relief that she herself could start anew without the burden of uncertainty. Meanwhile, Mel and Cindy were exploring Antigua together, savoring the sun-soaked streets and the vibrant colors of the island. Tourists and locals alike couldn't help but notice them, a striking couple radiating joy and intimacy. Cameras followed them discreetly, capturing every laugh, every shared secret, every glance that spoke volumes. Cindy broke the silence as they walked along a narrow cobblestone path, lined with bougainville in full bloom. "Mel, can I ask you something?" Her voice was soft, almost hesitant. "Anything," he said, smiling. "Why now? Why did you feel the need to send me that letter in front of everyone? Was it for the show?" Her eyes searched his, half expecting hesitation. Mel shook his head, taking her hand in both of his. "Never for the show. I needed to be honest before anything else, before cameras, before expectations, because I realized that love isn't something you can schedule or stage. It's something you have to risk everything for." Cindy blinked, her heart swelling. "Risk everything?" "For you, for us, and yes, even if it shocks the world." Back at the villa, Rachel prepared to announce the next twist of the finale. "Viewers, we've seen surprises before," she said to the camera with a knowing smile. "But tonight, the message Mel delivered to Cindy has left everyone, absolutely everyone, speechless. And the story doesn't end there." Across social media, reactions were flooding in. Clips of Cindy reading Mel's letter went viral within minutes. Hashtags like Mel and Cindy, Golden Bachelor shock, and unexpected love trended globally. Fans debated, theorized, and even speculated about secret plans for the couple's future. Every comment seemed to echo the same sentiment. They weren't expecting this. Meanwhile, Natalie, in a quiet corner of the villa, received a private message from her own supporters. Some were kind, some critical, but all highlighted the same thing. This season delivered a moment no one would forget. And Natalie realized something profound. Sometimes being part of someone else's story, even when you're not at the center, was still meaningful. That afternoon, Mel invited Cindy to a secluded beach, a hidden cove where the waves whispered secrets to the shore. The sun hung low, painting the sky with shades of gold and pink. "Mel, there's one more thing," Mel said, kneeling in the sand. "Something I couldn't say on the show." Cindy's breath caught. "Mel." He pulled out a small, weathered box. Inside, a delicate bracelet shimmered, a symbol of commitment, of shared moments, of courage to choose love despite everything. I want this to be ours, Mel said. A reminder that even in a world full of chaos, we chose honesty. We chose each other. Are you ready for this adventure? Cindy's eyes filled with tears. She took the bracelet, slipping it onto her wrist, feeling its weight as a promise, a bond, a declaration of something eternal. Yes, she whispered, her voice trembling, but certain. Yes, Mel, I'm ready. As they embraced, the camera captured the moment. The golden sun behind them, the waves crashing gently, the palm trees swaying as if applauding. Every frame radiated intimacy, authenticity, and the kind of love that makes viewers gasp and hearts flutter. But even as the moment seemed perfect, the story had another twist waiting. Back at the villa, an unexpected guest arrived. Mel's best friend from home, someone who had watched his journey from afar, who had advice, insight, and perhaps a warning. Their arrival sent whispers through the villa, stirring both excitement and nervous anticipation. Cindy and Mel exchanged wary glances. This was the kind of moment that could test trust, loyalty, and emotions that were already running high. The friend approached Mel quietly. You did good, but the truth is the world outside this villa isn't like this. People will talk, they'll judge. You need to be ready for that. Mel nodded, absorbing every word. He knew this journey was bigger than just the finale. It was bigger than the cameras, bigger than the letters, bigger than anyone's expectations. Love, he realized, was about navigating both the applause and the whispers, both the joys and the doubts. And Cindy, watching from a distance, felt her heart tighten. She understood now that choosing love wasn't about the moment of confession, it was about every moment that followed, every challenge, every obstacle. And somehow, even with the uncertainty, she knew she was ready. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the villa in shades of twilight. Cameras captured one last wide shot of Mel and Cindy standing hand in hand, the ocean stretching infinitely behind them. And in that moment, the world seemed to pause, captivated by a love that was raw, unfiltered, and undeniably real. But just as the viewers began to exhale, expecting a peaceful conclusion, a sudden phone call arrived. A live call to the villa. The caller's voice was cryptic, urgent. Mel, Cindy, you need to see this. And just like that, the story took another turn. A twist that no one, not even the most devoted fans, could have
rattled
anticipated.
the villa like a clap of thunder on a clear day. Mel and Cindy stared at each other, frozen in disbelief. The production crew exchanged nervous glances, unsure whether to intervene or let the moment unfold naturally. Mel finally picked up the phone. Hello? His voice was calm, but the tension in his jaw betrayed the storm brewing inside. A distorted voice responded, urgent and low. Mel, Cindy, there's something you both need to see. It's about the finale, about everything you think you know. You don't have much time. Cindy clutched Mel's arm. What is it? Who is this? I'll explain when you arrive. Go to the cliffside, alone. Don't let anyone follow you. Before Mel could respond, the line went dead. A heavy silence fell over the villa, the kind of silence that makes the air feel thick and the heart pound in anticipation. Mel, this feels wrong, Cindy whispered, but curiosity and a sense of urgency overpowered her fear. Mel nodded slowly. I know, but sometimes the truth demands courage, even when it's dangerous. By nightfall, they reached the cliffside, the ocean crashing below like 1,000 whispers of fate. The moonlight cast eerie shadows across the rocks, giving the night a surreal, almost cinematic quality. From the darkness, a figure emerged, an old friend of the show's production team, someone who had been quietly observing, collecting information, and now delivering it at the perfect, terrifying moment. I didn't want to alarm you, but you both need to know that the finale's broadcast is being manipulated. Certain clips, letters, and messages, some of which you thought were private, have been altered to create maximum drama. This letter," they paused, eyes flicking toward Cindy, "the one Mel sent you on national television? Not all of it was exactly as it happened. Some of the words were edited by producers." Cindy froze. Her mind spun. Edited? But the feelings, Mel, that was real, right? Mel's hand tightened around hers. "Every word I wrote in my heart was real," he said firmly. "But they've twisted the presentation to make it look more dramatic. We need to be careful how we handle this." Cindy's eyes glistened with a mix of anger, confusion, and relief. "So, people think we said something we didn't?" "Yes," Mel said, "and now we need to control the narrative, not for fame, not for ratings, but for us." Back at the villa the next morning, the tension was palpable. Natalie had been briefed discreetly and joined Cindy and Mel for a private meeting. "I know this changes things, but I also know one thing. You two are real. Nothing they do can fake that." Cindy smiled, grateful for Natalie's unwavering support. The three of them formed an unlikely alliance, united by honesty in a world dominated by spectacle. As the cameras rolled, the couple knew they had a choice: play along with the manufactured drama or rewrite the story themselves. And they chose the latter. The live finale began with Rachel's voice booming through the set. "Tonight, the world thinks they know what happened, but what really matters is the truth, the love that exists between Mel and Cindy. And tonight, you're going to hear it from them directly." Cameras cut to Mel and Cindy, standing hand in hand, ready to address the world. Cindy took a deep breath. "We want to be honest," she said, her voice steady and full of emotion. "Every word of love between Mel and me was real. But some of what you saw was enhanced. The truth is simple. We cared deeply for each other, and nothing can change that." Gasps filled the live audience, both in the studio and at home. Viewers leaned closer, mesmerized by this unfiltered moment of honesty. Even Natalie smiled, proud of their courage. Mel continued, "Love isn't about theatrics. It's about being brave enough to admit your feelings, even when the world is watching. Cindy, I don't need a letter, a camera, or a script to tell you what's in my heart. I just need you. And I need you too, Mel. Every single day. No matter what anyone edits or says, that won't ever change." The audience erupted into applause. Social media exploded. For once, the drama wasn't manufactured. It was real, raw, and unforgettable. But just as the applause reached its peak, another unexpected twist came. A live message from the mysterious caller who had warned them at the cliffside. "Mel, Cindy, you've chosen truth. But there's one more secret. One that could change everything for you and everyone watching." Cindy clutched Mel's hand. "Another twist? Seriously?" Mel nodded. "Whatever it is, we face it together." The screen cut to black, leaving viewers around the world gasping, hearts pounding, and fingers hovering over their phones. The story that began as a love confession has evolved to a roller coaster of suspense, honesty, and unexpected revelations. And for Mel and Cindy, the lesson was clear. Love might be tested by manipulation, drama, and secrecy, but real love always finds a way to shine, even when everyone is watching, and even when everyone is left
remained
speechless.
black for a heartbeat too long, before flickering back to life. The mysterious caller's face appeared, a tall man in shadows, voice calm, yet tinged with urgency. "Mel, Cindy, you need to hear this," he said. "There's something from the past, something that's about to surface, and if you don't confront it now, it will define your story for everyone else." Cindy clutched Mel's hand tighter. "What is it? Tell us." The man took a deep breath. "Cindy, this isn't about you and Mel. It's about the villa, the show, and a secret decision that was made before filming even began. One of the letters, the one that seemed spontaneous,
Well, it wasn't entirely spontaneous. The producers staged parts of it for drama, yes, but that's not the twist. The twist is that someone from your past is here, in Antigua, watching every move, and they're about to appear live, right now. Cindy's pulse quickened. Memories flashed. Old friends, unresolved confrontations, unfinished conversations. But she forced herself to breathe. She had chosen honesty with Mel. Now she would face this too. From behind the cameras, a figure emerged, a familiar face. Cindy's childhood best friend, someone she hadn't seen in years, stepped into the light. Shock registered across her face, mirrored by Mel's curiosity. "Cindy," the friend said softly, "I had to come. Not to interfere, but to see if you were really happy. And now I know. I see it in your eyes." Tears brimmed in Cindy's eyes. Relief, joy, and nostalgia collided. I didn't know you were here. I thought this was just about the show." Mel squeezed her hand. "Cindy, it doesn't matter what anyone staged or planned. The only thing that matters is us and the truth we share." The friend smiled, eyes glimmering with unshed tears. "You're right. And watching you two, it's clear. You found something real." The cameras captured every second. The reunion, the embrace, the validation that love can overcome manipulation, misunderstanding, and doubt. Viewers across the world were silent for a moment, holding their breath before erupting into applause from their living rooms, phones, and screens. Social media exploded with comments. "Speechless. I can't believe this finale. Real love wins." But the story wasn't done. As Cindy's friend stepped back, a final message appeared on the live feed, a note transmitted from the show's production team themselves. "To Mel and Cindy, the world may try to craft your story, but only you can live it. Congratulations on finding each other and for choosing courage and honesty above everything else." Cindy looked at Mel, heart full. "We did it," she whispered, a smile breaking across her face. Mel pulled her close, resting his forehead against hers. "We did, and no matter what comes next, we face it together." Natalie approached them, her eyes shining. "I just want to say, you two inspire me. Seeing this, it makes me believe that love really can be honest and fearless." Cindy laughed softly through tears. "It's not always easy, but it's worth it." Rachel, the host, stepped forward for the final time. "Ladies and gentlemen, viewers around the world, tonight you've witnessed a story unlike any other. A story of love, courage, and truth. Mel and Cindy didn't just win each other. They won authenticity in a world of spectacle. And for that, we are all speechless." As the sun set behind Antigua, painting the sky in golds, pinks, and deep purples, Mel and Cindy walked hand in hand along the shore. Waves lapped at their feet, the world around them quiet, perfect, and infinite. They didn't need cameras, letters, or applause. They only needed each other. And in that moment, as the stars began to peek through the evening sky, the world understood what millions had been feeling all along. Some love stories aren't meant to be scripted. They're meant to be lived. Boldly, honestly, fearlessly. Cindy turned to Mel, her eyes sparkling. "Ready for our next adventure?" He smiled, a grin that could melt hearts even beyond the Caribbean. "Always, with you." The final shot captured them walking toward the horizon hand in hand, leaving the world both mesmerized and utterly speechless.